This is Backtrack Diary. I'm out here during summertime. It's hot. Today's video is on Knott's Berry Farm right behind me over here. We're gonna go ahead and cover some of the history, what I love the most about the park, so stay tuned. I normally like to park over here in the D6 lot. I really love this walk. Honestly, it's really nice and shaded. Sometimes I park right over there on the opposite side of the park, and then you have to walk in the sun. But I like it over here because you go underneath the tunnel, you enter through the front of the park, but it's just a beautiful walk. Look at all the greenery, look at all the trees. It's nice and cool. It could get busy though, it could get very crowded. There's a tunnel that goes right underneath this major street right here. I'm currently inside Mrs. Knott's famous chicken dinner restaurant, just on the side of Knott's Berry Farm's entrance. If you've never tried this place, I highly recommend. 10 out of 10. The portion side is well worth it. You can honestly share one entree with two different people. It is pretty much, I think, like $28, $38 per entree per order, but it's very filling, and honestly, you might even have leftovers. So a little bit of backstory is that the Knott's family moved here by the 1920s into Buena Park. By 1932, Walter Knott introduced the boysenberry. Now the history behind that, based off of his story, is that he got the boysenberry, which is a hybrid berry, from somebody named Rudolph Boysen. Rudolph Boysen apparently hurt his back and couldn't farm anymore, so Walter Knott decided to buy some of the dying vines and incorporate them into his own farm, and that's how we get the boysenberry at Knott's Berry Farm today. Knott's Berry Farm not only offers the hybrid berry of boysenberry, but they did a great job at incorporating it into almost anything that you can think of. Right here they have buttermilk pancake mixes, and they have some sauces as well, jams, preservatives, all sorts of things. One of my favorite things though is taking some of the canned berries and putting it on some Hawaiian toast with the Hawaiian bread. You just kind of toast it up a little bit, you put some butter on it, and you put some of the boysenberries on it. It's a great snack. This map in the back of the main gift shop right outside the entrance is honestly one of my favorite murals. It talks about the history and kind of goes into depth about some of the rides that they have, when they started. Right about here, it says that by 1920 they had the original berry stand. Kind of goes through the history, basically the vibe of Knott's Berry Farm, which I love, and it's so charming, and I love that a lot of their history can be backtracked to real life. This is one of my favorite rides ever since I was little. I rode it a lot as a teenager, and the history behind this ride right here is actually very interesting. Walt Disney himself frequented the Calico mine ride. It was the first immersive dark ride, I believe. Walt Disney would commonly get on this ride, and it inspired Big Thunder Mountain at Disneyland. I haven't even been inside the park yet, honestly, but just the fact that this park is built so beautifully. Look at the gift shop from the outside. Look, so I understand that there's a million other places and a million other things that you could do at Knott's Berry Farm. It's not only just Ghost Town. They have amazing rides, they have amazing food, and they have amazing festivals. However, in my opinion, Ghost Town is the absolute best. I love taking a stroll and just wandering into little shops that I haven't seen before or I might have missed. And there's a lot of workers here that can tell you so much about the time period that they're basically cosplaying. So a little story about Calico, which Ghost Town is actually inspired by. It was established in 1881 and pretty quickly became a so-called boom town during California's silver rush, producing millions of silver and borax, and they had over 500 mines producing all of that. The town had a good 9-year run before silver prices plummeted. Calico actually isn't too far from Knott's either. The original Ghost Town is located in San Bernardino County, California. And a little fun fact, by the 1950s, Walter Knott purchased the mining town, and he restored all but 5 of the original structures to look exactly as is in its heyday. So in Ghost Town, there's this museum that I love to frequent. It has a lot of history. There is a man in here that is rich in knowledge about every single artifact that's in here. This is the 1800s fire engine. Honestly amazing. There's so many artifacts in here that you can ask about and converse with. Some of the workers that work here is usually pretty dead. I think it is honestly the best place to be in this park. It's usually pretty empty. If you're a history person and a history enthusiast like I am, this is definitely the spot to come and take a break, get away from the crowds, get out of the sun, and look at all of the amazing things that they've collected over the years. If you're anything like me, I'm totally in love with Victorian era artifacts. Victorian era and Western. This here is basically just a music player back from the 1800s. I believe what the history is behind this is that you can rent this whenever you're having a party. And then it is one of the first selections, like a jukebox selection that you can have in your home or in any public area. These are the workings on the inside. It's very intricate, but it was definitely one of its kind for the time period. Here's some of the music that they are able to select from. This is another, I believe, Victorian era music box. So beautiful. I believe that you can still kind of buy it today. There's one company that sells it online. It'll run almost $100,000, I believe. I did look it up. I don't quite remember. So somebody, don't hold me to it, but please correct me on it if you do find it. All of the notes are already pre-recorded right here on this disc. So as it plays, you already have your music. Absolutely stunning. Look at the architecture. Look at the craftsmanship. It's absolutely beautiful. This is one of my favorite rides ever. I have such good memories, nostalgic for me. Me and my sister used to ride on this ride all the time. So Walter commissioned this ride back in the 1960s, and none other than Walt Disney himself. He took a lot of inspiration from this ride and applied it to Big Thunder Mountain. He also took a lot of his Imagineers and had them increase realism and complexity into their rides based off of this one. It was one of the first successful immersive dark rides of its time. Okay, you guys, I think I'm honestly just gonna go home. The rides are really long. Ghost Rider is about at a 2 hour wait. The log ride is about 90 minutes. I have a season pass, so if you guys have a season pass, you kind of know what the deal is. We love to just kind of come and go as we please. Whenever the crowds die down, it's gonna be fine. In the meantime, I really hope that you enjoyed the history that I was able to share with you today. And if there's anything else that you would like me to cover, go ahead and comment down below. If you could go ahead and subscribe to me and like and follow, all of that support means so much to me. I really hope you guys have a really good day, and thank you so much for tuning in, and watch out for my next video.